July 31st, the last day we're supposed to maybe start getting mushrooms. Literally on the last day, we finally get 4 pretty sizable wine caps. These poor plants are falling over. I did not trellis them very well. And they are loaded. This is volunteer tomato. I think it's actually like a few plants technically, which is why it's so sprawling. And here's another volunteer tomato tangled up with my eggplant. Look, we have a couple very actually big eggplants. This one in particular, this is the monster. It's a globe variety of eggplant, and they're actually getting kind of a sizable size. It's best to actually harvest, oh, hello bee. It's best to actually harvest these tomatoes when they're not quite entirely ripe. We've been getting some rain and they'll split open. The nasturtiums are incredibly happy and taking over everything. I think from now on, anytime I grow any kind of green, I'm just gonna grow nasturtium because it grows like a weed. My holy basil, it's finally really taking off. I'm gonna stir fry some of it with some tofu later because I really want to see what holy basil on its own tastes like. One of the parsley seeds that I planted a long time ago finally germinated and turned into parsley. And I'm gonna harvest some of it right now. Volunteer tomato plants. They just come up everywhere. More basil. These are actually multiple plants and I really should have separated them. They would be doing much better if I had done that, but I didn't, so here they are. I am making a mixed pesto. I have only gotten one squash that actually got fertilized and produced a proper squash. Hello, bee. Please fertilize my squashes for me, bee. And got some tarragon hiding under here. Oop, and ripped that whole thing out. There it goes. I have some pistachios, onion, Parmesan cheese, and garlic and some salt. My holy basil is really taking off and starting to flower, which is actually not a good thing. Weed! So it is time to harvest. Not sure this one got fertilized. It feels pretty hollow. I could harvest this today, but I will wait. And I do believe that this is a volunteer radish that is about to bolt. Doesn't have a bulb, but I can eat these greens. My volunteer tomato plants taking over the whole planter. I'm at the point now where I get harvest pretty much every day. I did an amazing job trellising this. Look at that gorgeous apple. It's huge. Now that is a very big harvest. Alright, my first holy basil stir fry. Oh, it's very spicy. Really good. So holy basil, as I was smelling it, it has that gasoline sort of smell that curry leaves have, actually. I feel like that's kind of what it's most comparable to, is curry leaves, if you have that. Oh, this is delightful. Nasturtiums are just taking over everything. Look at this big volunteer tomato. Another volunteer tomato. It's parsley. Ooh, we have a little volunteer inedible mushroom. It's parsley, looking nice. These volunteer tomatoes, I swear, they are taken off. I get a harvest about this big every single day now. This poor little kale got so bug eaten, but it's time to transplant. I actually started this from a seed from neighbor's kale that bolted. I collected the seeds and thought I would go ahead and plant some because it's good kale. And it seems to really like this backyard climate. our tomatoes are at the point where they are just not really going to get ripe on the vine very much anymore. So I harvest them when they're, you know, about half ripe like this and let them ripen on the counter. And the tomato plants are going crazy, like they're making a bunch of greenery, not fruiting very much though, and it's because they aren't getting enough sun. But look at my nasturtiums! This is literally just 3 plants, and they have taken off and taken over everything. My holy basil did so well this year. I was really pleased. Little kale, bigger kale, and this volunteer tomato plant. Look at it. Look at all the fruit. Any of it's gonna ripen on time. And here are some volunteer mushrooms. Don't want to eat these, I'm pretty dang sure. Woohoo! Look at this big mushroom. Another one. So I picked nasturtiums for like 5 to 10 minutes and I got a big bag full of them, and the greens are still all over the place. There's so many nasturtiums. I think this holy basil is not really going to grow anymore, and we're about to have our first frost. We're already having some really cold nights, so I'm just going to harvest this whole plant. Did not get that much. Now I'm going to harvest some of this parsley. This is either the last or second to last ripe, in air quotes, tomato harvest I'm gonna get this year, most likely, because the rest of these are probably not really gonna ripen. I am about to take out these tomato plants. And I'm about to harvest these nasturtium greens. This is after I've basically picked all the greens that did not have aphids on them and left all the others. All the little cherry tomatoes, nasturtium greens. These 4 little peppers were still left. The carnage. Okay, so this is almost a week after I've harvested the green tomatoes, and these are the tomatoes that are just green. They're going to be used in my salsa. And these are the tomatoes that I'm slowly ripening. These are the ones that had a little bit of blush. And so I'm going to ripen those, but these I'm going to turn into salsa. These are all the last of my jalapenos. This one started to turn red. And then these are some serranos I got at the store.